to chase my goal. So some strong comments there. Shannon, did you like his explanation?
Skip, there's nothing he can do to take back what he's already said. That's why I said you got to be very careful. Words spoken and deeds done. Skip, hold on. His dad, this is what his dad said. Now, Skip, don't you think your dad, a dad knows his son? You would think a dad would know his 21-year-old son. His dad said he's not award-driven. He's not. I want to win a Super Bowl at all costs. His high school coach said there's no doubt about it. With who he is as a person, he could walk away from it tomorrow and be fine. That's what those are people. His wife said something to there's more to life than football. Mm-hmm. I would think she would know it. So now, when Tom Brady's dad speak, Tom Brady Sr. speak, we're like, that's coming from Tom. Archie Manning speak.
By the way, what has the father repeatedly said? They're going to have to drag Tom off the field in a straitjacket.
Yes.
In a straitjacket.
And he also said that Tommy would like to have a better relationship with Coach Belichick. Tom didn't say that, but we believe that it came from who, Skip?
Yep. Well, you know it did.
Yeah, of course it did.
Okay.
If Archie Manning were to say something about Peyton and Eli while they were playing, he just making this up? Woo, Skip, I could just imagine. Can you imagine if Justin Fields had said this? What do you think would happen, Skip?
I'm glad you brought that up.
He'd have been a free agent
last night.
He'd have been a free agent. Ain't no way he'd go to the first round to say that football is not the end all be all. Now he's going to a coach that burned himself out at 2 locations because winning was the only thing that mattered.
Agreed.
He burned himself.
And that's a great point.
I don't know how this is going to work.
And by the way, I love Urban for that.
Yes.
I love because that's how you have to be at the college and pro level.
Let me tell you, as a player, Skip, playing 14 years in the league. Now, the quarterback's supposed to be the leader. That's not necessarily true. But this guy's coming in and
if you're the number one overall, you better be that guy, right? You better take over the team.
So how you expect me to give you everything I got?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be the end all be all. I play a team sport. And the ultimate goal is at the end of the year, somebody's got to win the team goal, which is the Super Bowl, the Lombardi.
Right.
If that ain't that important to him, why the hell it should be important to me? Y'all paying him a ton of money. He the face of the franchise, and it's not that important to him. Why should it be more important to me than it is to him?
Yep. And by the way, when you did win your Super Bowl in Baltimore, you won it with, obviously,
Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer's your quarterback, and he was was he number 1 overall?
No, he was fourth pick in the draft.
Yeah, okay. But my point is, he had bounced around by then to the point that he was not the leader of your team because he had become kind of a journeyman quarterback.
But, Skip, the thing was is that we knew football was the most important thing to Trent.
Oh, absolutely. He lives it and breathes it.
I've been with a guy, John, what makes quarterback, the really good ones, Tom, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, is that you know the most important thing is football. They sacrifice an awful lot. Skip, you're going to miss recitals. You're going to miss some graduation. You're going to miss some soccer games, some baseball games, some football games. You're going to miss that because that game, playing that position, to be great at it requires a lot. Skip, I don't know how you get this back. His dad said, Skip, ain't nobody asking. You could have lied and said, oh, man, Trevor is so motivated. Football is the only thing. But no, he spoke the truth. Dad ain't going to lie. Say, no, Super Bowl ain't win the Super Bowl. That ain't no burning desire for him. And he realized how much flack he caught for it. He tried to go back and try to put the fire out, but it had gotten too big. He can't put it out now, Skip. He can't put it out. So good luck, Jacksonville, because a coach that burns the midnight oil to his own detriment, to his own health,
to his family's detriment,
to a guy coming in that. If we win, we win. If we lose, okay, well, we go. Sun gonna rise tomorrow. I don't know how that works, Skip.
I don't either. And his attempts on Twitter to put this in perspective, to me, only made it worse. Yeah. Because if you're that comfortable in your own skin, as he expressed in the Sports Illustrated article, let it go and live with it.
Let it with it.
He has lived with it up to now. He's known little to no adversity, but even after they got blown off the field by Ohio State last year, he's quoted in the Sports Illustrated article as saying it didn't really bother him. He did all he could do. Not anymore.
That's
you just need more. And even if I go back to the article by Michael Rosenberg, which was a terrific article, I know Michael from way back at the Chicago Tribune. He did a great job with this, but one quote from Trevor, maybe the first key quote is, "It's hard to explain because I want people to know that I'm passionate about what I do, and it's really important to me, but I don't have this huge chip on my shoulder." Well, it's not that you have to have a huge chip like 199th Tom Brady did draft 6th round.
Right.
It's just, it's obsession. It's burning desire to be the best. And he is quoted as saying, he told his high school coach, I don't have any goals. I just want to be the best to ever do it. And I get that. Okay, that's fine. Good.
So you didn't want to care about winning the state championship?
It came so naturally and so easily to him at every level that he has not known the kind of adversity he's about to know right between the eyes.
Right.
This league, as you know better than anybody, will humble you.
Yes.
They will level your playing field. It is hard. It is cutthroat. It is dog eat dog. You and now your new wife, you can't say there's more to life than football, because for a while there can't be more to life.
No.
There has to be football only, and you need to maximize your time with football or it will eat you alive.
Skip, there might be more to life than football to you, but there's about 1,300 guys in the league that football is their life.
Yeah.
And you're trying to take food off their table. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to come get you.
It even points out that at this point, Marissa's fiance, who they just got married a week ago, but it points out that she was a Division II soccer player and that she's more competitive than he is. Okay. Can you do it just on God-given ability? Because he's got all kinds of, there's no doubt about his ability.
Skip, I played with some great players. I've been around great players, and I've read books about what it takes to be great, not just sports, but in business or an actor, whatever. Skip, they said you find something that you're passionate about and you go all in with that, and it becomes very easy. But there is an end in sight. Skip, when you play a team sport or you play an individual sport, Skip, you can't say, well, I just want to be the best I can possibly be. There has to be goals, so you just want to be the best you can possibly be. So if you're a golfer, you don't care nothing about Augusta. You don't care nothing about the PGA or the British or the U.S. Open. If you play tennis, you don't care nothing about the slams. Really? You play football, Skip, this is it. It ain't just about being number 1 overall draft pick. Now, maybe that was his goal, okay. But no, Skip, the journey is just, you think the journey ends, and that's what I told Devontae Smith. I had him on my podcast. I said, your journey is just starting now. Your journey wasn't just to get drafted in the NFL.
And by the way, Devontae, nothing you did last year for Alabama counts anymore.
No.
Nothing.
No.
You're starting from scratch.
Yes. You got a blank sheet. Blank sheet. Now, what you going to paint on it? Now, what he started drawing on his sheet is that, well, hey, Skip, if we win, okay. Skip, it got to hurt. Like I said, the grace that I know, Skip, losing hurts more than winning feels good. And if you keep that approach, you'll do everything that you possibly can not to have that pain. Because that's how I approach this, Skip. And it bothered me. We lost the game and see guys keying. What the hell funny? It nothing funny. What you laughing for? And to hear him, Skip, that's my court. Look, John and I would have had a problem. And he'll tell you. He'll tell you, right? If you go ask John, if you'd have said what Trevor Lawrence said, and that had got back to Shannon Sharpe, do you believe you would have had a problem with him? He would tell you, absolutely. I had a problem with anybody. I invest too much in this, Skip. That's why it bothered me when guys were late, Skip. Just being late to a meeting or practice or walkthrough, it bothered me. Why the hell is your time more important than mine? I got here. So you mean to tell me you're not willing to go all in? There are more important things? I get it, Skip. I get life and all that. But football is life. You chose this. And I refuse to be saddled with a guy that some things are more important than football. I need you to be all in. Give me all in. Give me all in and get all out.
I loved your point about Justin Fields. If he said anything remotely like this, he would be doomed and damned in this draft. It would just be, he would fall.
That man ain't thrown the pass since January in a real game, and he dropping. Can you imagine if he said this is not, if his coach would have said this, but this is what, just how Justin Fields in high school. Now, if you're not going to believe what the coaches say, why the hell y'all go interview him? Because that's what they always do, Skip. They go interview the college coach. They go interview the high school coach. But now we're not going to believe what the high school and the college and the high school coaches say. We're not going to believe what the parents say. So, okay, so I don't interview them anymore.
And yet, I mentioned to you the other day, I watched a piece on ESPN about Trey Lance and was pleasantly surprised to hear that in his redshirt freshman year at North Dakota State, after he was overlooked by the University of Minnesota, who wanted him to play safety or linebacker.
Right.
A friend called him and said, "What are you doing?" It was the offseason. He was breaking down NFL defensive tape, trying to learn how you do it at the highest level.
Yes.
Okay, I'll take that to my bank. And if you want to look at just raw talent, I think Trey Lance is right there with Trevor Lawrence. To my eye, again, it's North Dakota State versus Clemson at the highest level.
Right.
I got that.
Right.
But you want to talk about being surrounded by talent? Trevor was surrounded by talent.
Clemson.
And one of the best coaching staffs in college football.
Absolutely.
So it came fairly easily.
Right.
It will not come easily anymore. Sorry.
Man, I've never heard. I mean, you can see guys' actions, but I've never heard a guy verbalize it like he did, that it's not the end-all, be-all. That, hey, and for a coach, go back, William Hall was my coach, Coach Hall. Go back and ask him how motivated I was.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do, Skip. He coached me, coached my brother, coached my mom. My high school, my college coach was alive. Skip, for them to say that, Skip, they know, Skip, they trust me. They've been around this man. His dad has been around him longer than anybody. I would think parents, that's one thing you can say, Skip. Parents know their kids. Now, you ask anybody that got kids, they know their kids. They know what they will do. They know what they'll say. His dad spoke.
So those fans are so starved in Jacksonville that they raised via the internet $11,200 to buy him a wedding gift, which they could say he could donate to charity, which is great. And then he responded by saying, "Okay, I donate." I'm showing you how fervently they want him to be Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, right? And then he responded by saying, "Okay, let me give to charities in Jacksonville $20,000." Well, I love it when athletes donate to charity. I don't always love it when they post about what they're donating. It undercuts it a little bit. It makes you wonder about the
motive behind it.
What's the motive? Do you need a little positive PR in Jacksonville? $20,000. He's about to make $25 million in signing bonus. If we stay on the trajectory, Kyler, Joe Burrow here, it'll be right around a little over $25 million. Well, with that comes huge expectation, especially in Jacksonville. So
the expectation is always there if you're the number one overall pick, but it gets amplified if you're a quarterback. Because you're the guy that's going to touch the ball on every possession, Skip. You are now the face. You're the foundational piece of that team that's starving.
Good luck.
Good luck.
The dynamic between he and Urban Meyer is one I'll be watching closely because I know we've been around Urban, but covering him as a sideline reporter for the last couple of years when he was still at Ohio State, the intensity of covering Urban and going up to interview him before a game, guys, I can't even explain it. He was my best friend after they would win. But in those moments leading up to a game, you can feel the energy and just his competitiveness. But I'm very intrigued by that dynamic. I appreciate your thoughts there.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.